Hello aspirants, welcome back to Mains Answer Writing Basics program being conducted by Team India4IAS. This is Manjunath Mudod. In this video, we are going to discuss about the answer approach to the Day 8 question that is on polity. The topic for Day 8 question is Preamble of the Indian Constitution. So coming to the question, critically analyze the significance of the preamble as a source of interpretation for the Constitution considering its legal and philosophical implications. So this is for 10 marks and 150 words. The question is asking about critical analysis. So this is with respect to preamble as a source for the interpretation of the Constitution. So coming to the approach, so we have to start answer by writing the introduction. So introduction al naವೇನು ಬರಿಬಹುದು. So we have to briefly define the preamble and its purpose. One way of introducing is we have to briefly define what is preamble and what is purpose ಅಂತ. So ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then that is itself is a introduction, or else we can also alternatively introduce by writing the preamble as the soul of the constitution. It encapsulates the fundamental values and guiding principles that are there in the constitution. So ಈ ರೀತಿ introduction ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Then we should briefly talk about the historical context of the preamble. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we should discuss the drafting process of the preamble and the intent of the constitutional makers with respect to preamble. So what they envisage preamble should be ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. Then we should talk about the objective resolution which was proposed by Jawaharlal Nehru. So just brief reference we should give. As the question is about the preamble's significance as a source of interpretation for the Constitution, considering legal and philosophical implications. So first we should talk about the legal significance of the preamble. So in this we can write the judicial interpretation. Judicial interpretation ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬಲ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಂದರೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬಲ್ ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೇಶವಾನಂದ ಭಾರತಿ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬಲ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೇಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. Then we should talk about the non-justiciable part. So preamble is not justiciable. So we should also explain the non-justifiable nature of the, that is, preamble is not enforceable by law. So it can be used to interpret the constitution and constitutional provisions anta helbeku. Then we should talk about the amendability of the preamble. So preamble was amended once in 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. So this Amendment Act, it added 3 words like socialist, secular and integrity to the preamble. So this reflects this amendability, it reflects the dynamic nature of the preamble. It means the preamble can also be amended to meet the prevailing socio-political scenarios. ಈ ಥರ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. So all these 3 points, they explain the legal significance of the preamble in interpreting the provisions of the constitution. After legal significance, then we have to talk about the philosophical implications. So the question also asks about the philosophical implications of the preamble with respect to interpreting the provisions of the constitution. So the first one is core values. We should talk about the core values that are mentioned in the preamble. So what are the core values that are mentioned in the preamble? So as we all know that justice is mentioned in the preamble, liberty is there, then preamble also talks about equality, then preamble also talks about fraternity. So we should mention these core values and we should explain. Then the preamble also sets vision for India. What kind of vision? So it says that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. So this is the vision set by the preamble. So this indicates the philosophical nature or philosophical implication or philosophical significance of the preamble. Then it also acts as a moral compass. So ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ moral compass ಆಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? So we should write that the preamble It helps in interpreting and application of the Constitution in line with the foundational ideals. Foundational ideals mentioned in the Constitution. So since the question is for critical analysis, after talking about the legal and philosophical significance, we should also briefly mention the relevance in contemporary India. So the first one is social justice and equality. So social justice and equality ಅಂದ್ರೆ the preamble talks about social justice and equality. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೈಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ issues like social inequality, economic disparity and communalism. So in this context, we also talk about the relevance of the values that are mentioned in the preamble. So then we should talk about the secularism, issues that are being faced or the issues that are surfacing with respect to secularism in India. Then the relevance of the preamble or how the preamble reinforces this principle that we should write. Then we should also talk about the constitutional morality. So it means we should link the constitutional morality to the preamble's role in guiding the governance and public life. So constitutional morality andrenu, the moral values, the principles that Constitution talks about, like justice, equality, liberty. So these are all the values that the Constitution talks about. So we should link these constitutional values with the preamble. Then we should conclude the answer by writing the conclusion. One way to conclude is summarizing the significance of the preamble as both legal and philosophical guide. So ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು conclude ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. Another way is emphasizing its enduring relevance. That means relevance of the preamble and its role in the shaping the interpretation of the Constitution to meet the contemporary challenges. So ಈ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ ನಾವು conclude ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. So this is all about approach to the day 8 question on polity. The topic is preamble of the Indian Constitution. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. That is day 9 answer approach video. Till then, happy learning.